Okay, so it is fine. We can start now. Okay. So now this MO is completely about regarding DevOps. How many of you know about DevOps? What is DevOps and why we need to use it? Okay, what is DevOps? Development is operation. Okay, we have how many teams here? Two teams. Forgot about the two teams. We are having some n number of teams on real time. Okay. All these teams are going to work for single aspect. That is to develop an application. If you are working as a developer, you are working as a tester, or if you are working as any other engineer on software, your first motive is to develop an application. Correct or not? Okay. So the thing is, DevOps is the thing that used to get the application very fastly. Okay, let me have a clear idea for you. For example, you need to buy a phone. Okay, we need to buy a phone. We have some online applications, correct or not? Amazon, Flipkart. Let's answer this question. For example, you want to buy a phone. For this purpose, you are having two applications. How many applications you are having? First one is going to be Amazon. Okay, second one is going to be Flipkart. Let me write it down. First one is Amazon. Second one is going to be Flipkart. Sir, but the thing is, Amazon guy is going to charge 10,000 for me. How much it is? 10,000. Same charge is going to be taken care by Flipkart. Okay, they are also charging Flipkart. But the best thing is, Amazon is going to deliver the product on 2 days. How many days? With the same product, with the same cost, Flipkart is delivering for the 7 days. Amazon is going to deliver for the 2 days, and Flipkart is going to deliver for the Shana. Shana. Okay. Guys, is it fine now? Is it still breaking or is it completely fine now? Guys, is it fine now? Or still is it breaking? ఎక్కువ వస్తుందంట కొంతమందికి ఏమో ఫైన్ అంటున్నారు కొంతమంది So where you are exactly is currently now? Every software engineer main intention is to develop an application. Is this point clear for you? Okay, to demonstrate this one, I am going to take an application. For example, I want to make an order. Okay, I want to buy a phone. For that, how many application do I have here? One is Amazon. First one is. Second one is going to be Flipkart. These both applications is going to sell the mobile phones with the same cost. Okay, cost is going to be 10,000. Sir, if I order the product on Amazon, they will deliver in 2 days. How many days? Same cost as well as same product. I'm going to buy from Flipkart. From which location? I mean, by which application? Flipkart. But these guys are going to take 7 days. How many days? In this case, which one you are going to choose? Amazon or Flipkart? What is the reason for choosing Amazon? Because delivery is going to be very fast, right? Same parameter you are going to use in real time. In real time, whenever you want to develop any application, I mean to release any application, you have a thing called DevOps and waterfall module. Okay, waterfall module and some Scrum. All these are going to be a number of options like Flipkart, Amazon, as well as some other e-commerce website, Alibaba like that. But among them, DevOps is going to be the very first choice. Why? Because DevOps will deliver the products very speedily when compared to Waterfall and Scrum. This point clear for you? First thing. Okay. As a software engineer, our main intention is to develop the application. First point. Second point, by using what kind of thing we can develop application very fastly? DevOps. We have DevOps, Waterfall, and Scrum, as well as some other models as well. But before going to give me a second. Hello? Outla. Is it fine now? Is it fine or do you getting still some background noise or any issue? Will be అట్లా కూడా మాట్లాడినా సార్. Guys, is it getting still the same error? Is the voice clear or do you getting the same echo now? కొంతమందికి మళ్ళా అని చెప్తున్నాను. Okay, I think it is clear for now, so we can go ahead. Okay. So I'm starting everything from the scratch. Again, it is going to be the third time, but I need to repeat. Okay, why? Because online people are not getting the voice clearly. I think it's some technical issue here. We can kickstart one more time. Can you please close the door? Thank you. Okay. So here to develop an applications, how many models we have in market mainly? 3 models. One is going to be top. Second one, third one is going to be. That means all these are going to be the alternatives. Is this clear for you? Everything you are going to see is completely alternative. Okay. So to demonstrate this one, what we are going to do is now, first of all, I will start with the basic life cycle. Okay. If you are a human, we generally have some life cycle, right? In
like this, every software, like this, every
okay, that is going to be your development team as well as operation team. If you see this one, First of all, before going to DevOps, I will tell the basic point for you. That is called as SDLC. What we are going to learn now? The meaning of SDLC means software development life cycle. What it is? If you want to develop any software, we need to have some basic life cycle. Okay. Every software, to develop a software, I need to have two teams. How many teams we need to have? One is going to be your development team. Second one is going to be your, is it clear for you? To develop an application, we need to have software team. How many teams are going to be major here? First one is, second one is going to be, sir, in development team, we have four plan of actions. Like here, how many actions are going to perform? Okay. So how it is going to work, whenever a developer is going to work on a project, the first thing they will do is plan. Okay. For example, I need a application. To develop the application, I will plan. How the application is need to be developed. How many number of resources do I need to hire? Okay. What is the programming language do I need to use to develop this application? We have a number of languages, right? Like that. As well as what kind of architecture we need to use. Is it clear for you? Okay. In the development, stage number one is going to be plan. That means you need to plan how many number of days the project is going to take, how many number of developers we want, how many number of new resources we need to hire, what is the budget, everything I'm going to plan here. Is it clear for you? What is the stage number two? Code. Sir, in the part of coding, what I'm going to do now is, first of all, the thing is very clear. Here, the code itself indicate we need to write some code here. That might be your Java code, your Python code, or any JS. Like we have some n number of programming languages. You can develop an application C programming as well. Every programming language that you are using, we need to expect one thing. Okay, what kind of application we are going to develop, and for to develop this application, which programming language we need to choose. Is it clear for you? On the stage of planning, we are going to plan like how the project is going to be. On the stage of code, we need to write the code. Here you can write any kind of code. You can write Java, you can write Python, or you can write any of the other code as well. Is it clear for you? Stage number three is going to be build. Here you can see here all the slides I have given. So planning means here there is a one person, technical architect. He is going to plan how the project is going to run. And coding means you can use any of the programming language. What is stage number three here? Build. So the meaning of build means whenever I write a code, I need to add some libraries. You know libraries? The person who has some coding language, they know some libraries, okay? But don't worry, I will explain on the Maven class for you. Okay. So here what exactly I'm going to do is I'm going to build the code. What I'm going to do? Sir, the meaning of build is nothing but adding the dependencies. What we are going to add here? Dependency. Dependency means your libraries. What we are going to call it as? What is the stage number four? Test. The stage number four is going to be test. It is very clear. Whenever you write the source code, without testing the source code, can we use it on real time? No one is going to use it on real time. Whenever we write on the code, we need to test it. Before testing the code, we can't use it on the real time environment. So these are the four stages on the dev life cycle. First one is plan. Second one is code. Third one is build. Fourth one is it clear for you? And coming to the stage number two, what is it? Again, an operation. How many tasks we have? First one is, second one is, third one is. So let's understand what is the deployment operation monitoring. Deploy means, sir, whatever the code you have write, it is on your local system. But if the application is on local system, do you have any use of it? Application I need to give to users, correct or not? For that purpose, what I will do is, whatever the stuff you are seeing on your local laptop, whatever the application you have developed on your local laptop, you are going to push it to the servers. Where you are going to push it? Servers. And from the servers, we can be able to use it to the local machine. From the servers, Okay. Then Marshall ఇది change it. Change it. Okay. Okay. So now what we have seen is completely development life cycle. How many steps on development cycle? For what are this? Plan, code, then test. Is it clear for you? All these four steps are going to be on development cycle. Which life cycle? Coming to the second life cycle, what is the life cycle number two? Operation. What it is? Sir, operation, deploy, and monitor. Okay. In operation stage, again, we are going to have three things. One is operate, deploy, and monitor. First, we will go with the deployment. As a DevOps engineer, it is the thing you are going to work on. Okay. So the meaning of deployment means whenever developer write the code, is the code useful for ourselves or do we need to give to the end users? We need to give it to the end user. So code is going to locate, means application is going to locate on our local system. As a DevOps engineer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it to the server. What I'm pushing it to the server. From the server, we can use the application to our mobile phones. Let's take any of the application, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever it is. Are we able to use the application on our like mobiles or not? We think the application is on Play Store, but the application is not on Play Store. The original application is going to be on servers. Where it is going to be? From the servers, we are using the application to the local. Is it clear for you? So operate means you need to configure like how the application is going to work. And finally, when you give the application to the server, for example, if 100 users is using the application will behave like that. Okay. Application will behave healthy. But instead of 100 users, if 1000 users are going to work on the application, is the application health is draining or not? The application capacity is mostly 100 users. But how many users log in here? 1000. That means is application still healthy or not? It is not going to be healthy. Why? Because its capacity is maximum 100. But how many users are going to log into here? Okay. So for that purpose, we need to monitor like the application is working fine or not. Is this life cycle clear for you? What are the stuff we have learned here is completely your SDLC. What it is called as? If you want to develop any kind of application, same thing you need to follow. First of all, we need to go for the development. Okay. In development, we have four stages. One is plan, test. And on the operation side, how many we have here? Deploy, operate, monitor. These two together called as SDLC. What we are calling it as? SDLC have two parts, dev part, ops part. Dev part will have plan, code, build, test. Operate part will have deploy, operate, monitoring. Okay. This is the basic life cycle. Whenever you're going to work on a software, okay, like you might be developer, you might be tester. If you are working as a software engineer, means you need to know this life cycle. Without knowing this life cycle, we can't work on software. Is it clear now? Okay. Sir, this is basic SDLC. Okay, I got the meaning of what is the SDLC mean. But here, how does it is going to trouble us? Okay. See, whenever we have two teams here, first team is development team, second team is what is the development team work is the development team is going to work like this. Guys, is it fine for you now? Or still it is breaking for you? Can you confirm me on chat once? Is it fine or like is it still breaking? Okay. Okay, so now we have changed the entire system. Like we can go ahead now without any trouble. I hope so. Okay. So let's go for the presentation here. ఇంటర్నెట్ స్లోగా ఉంది చూడండి స్లోగా ఉంది నొక్కుతుంటే ఎప్పుడుకో వస్తుంది okay so coming to the work on real time, in real time how many teams we have? Two teams. First one is going to be your development team, second one is going to be your operation team. Sir, what does the development team will do? Development team is going to develop the application. What they are going to do? Develop the application. They will write some Java code or Python code and they will develop some application. And what is the work of operation team? Whatever the application they have developed, they need to provide it to the end user. The meaning of operation team means development team is going to develop the application. Operation team is going to make the application available on your server. Okay. Whenever developer is going to work here, he write the code and he test on his local. Okay, he test on his local server. In his laptop, it is going to work fine. In his laptop, it is going to work fine. But the same code he give to the operation team. Same code he will give to the operation team is going to deploy the application on the production server. Production server means the place where we are using. Okay. If we are using an application, means the application is going to present on production. Where it is going to present on production. And now the thing is going to happen like this. Whenever the developer write the code, it is working fine. But the same code he given to the operation team. Which team he has given? Now the thing is, operation team is going to put the application on the production server. And now application is not performing well. Okay. When the developer write the code, it is working fine. But when the same code is given to the production, they have implemented the code, they have deployed the code on the production server, it is not working fine. Okay. So then what is happening, these both are going to get fight. Okay. Development team will tell like that, I have given the right code for you. It is working on my laptop. But whenever I gave the code to you, it is not working properly. That means you changed something there. Okay. Then operation team, what they will do, I don't know any of the Java programming language. How can I change the code? Because operation team don't work on programming language. Okay. Even they don't modify the change. Like what are the code they have given, they cannot able to modify the source code. These development team complained about the operation team and operation team complained about the development team. Now, if this both team are going to fight among themselves, are we going to get our application? We are definitely getting the delay or not. Sir, why they are fighting means there is some miscommunication happening. What it is happening? Sir, what is the miscommunication means? I will explain you very clearly. The development team is going to work on a Java project. Okay. On his local laptop, if he want to work with Java, he need to have Java software or not. Without Java software, can he able to work on his local system? No. But he given the code to the operation team. He given the code to the operation team. Now what exactly going to happen, operation team directly deploy the code, but they won't install the Java software. Then is it going to work there? Because as a developer, he know if this application needs to work, we need to have Java software. As a developer, he know this is Java application. I need to have Java software to run the application. But as a operation team, do these people know we need to install Java on the servers? Why? Because developer haven't said to the operation team. There some miscommunication is going to happen or not. If the miscommunication is going to happen, they are not working together. They are going to fight themselves. If they start fighting themselves, Are we getting our product? No, we never get our product. It is going to be very, very delayed. Okay. For that purpose, if they break the miscommunication, okay, they are working as two teams. That's the reason they are having issues. But if the both teams work together as a single team, do they have the chance of miscommunication? Why? Because previously there are two teams. Now they are going to work as a single team. When they are working as a single team, do they have chance of miscommunication? For that purpose, DevOps comes into the market. DevOps is the combination of both development plus operation. Before DevOps, development team as well as operation team, both are going to be separate. But after DevOps, are they working as fine? Are they working as single team? Correct or not? This is the reason why DevOps exactly happened. Is it clear for you? Okay. So now coming to the DevOps, lot of people will think DevOps is a technology. Okay. DevOps is a tool and DevOps is a framework. But remember guys, DevOps is not going to be a technology. DevOps is not going to be a tool, or DevOps is not going to be a framework. Okay. DevOps is going to be a methodology. What we are going to call it as? Lot of people I have seen, like there are some freshers who trend outside. Okay. When I ask them what is the meaning of DevOps, DevOps is a technology. DevOps is not a technology. If you talk about cloud, cloud is a technology. Okay. If you talk about AML, it is going to be one kind of technology. Okay. But DevOps is not going to be a technology. DevOps is going to be a methodology. What we are going to call it as? Sir, what is the meaning of methodology? The way we think. Okay. The meaning of methodology means simply the way we think. Here, DevOps is a cultural movement, mindset, philosophy to coordinate the produce better and more reliable product. That means DevOps people is going to work together. Both development team as well as operation team, they are going to work together. When they work together, our application is going to get very fast or not. Okay. If we have single person can do a work on 10 days. If we have 2 persons, can they able to do it on 5 days? That is exactly what DevOps is going to teach us. Okay. DevOps is going to combine all the software engineers and get the product out as soon as possible. They are going to combine developers. They are going to combine testers. They are combining backend developers as well. SQL, you know SQL, right? Like that. Sir, how it is going to adapt means here you are going to automate everything. Here I am going to automate infrastructure. What I am going to automate? As well as workflow. Whatever the work you are doing as a DevOps engineer, everything is automation. Okay, everything is going to be the automation way. Sir, let's before going to the DevOps, like understand the life cycle here. Are you seeing the logo there? What is the logo you are seeing there? Infinity logo. What is the logo there? Sir, what is the meaning of infinite logo? Means here how many teams are there? 2 teams. First one is dev team. Which team? Second one is, if you see how many stages on the dev team here? First one is plan, code, build, test. Okay. Same life cycle we have seen on SDLC. Clear or not? Coming to the second team, what you are seeing here? Ops. Team number 2 is, in the ops team, are you seeing deploy, operate, monitor? There also you have seen on SDLC, DevOps, everything is clear, but one thing is different. That is going to be a release. Are you seeing release? The difference between SDLC and the difference between DevOps is going to be the release. What it is going to be? Release. In software development lifecycle, we don't have release. But on DevOps, we have release or not? That means the logo meaning is it is showing infinite symbol. What is the meaning of infinite? It is a never ending process. That means the process is going to be never end. It is going to be a continuous life cycle. For that purpose, we have given the infinite logo for the DevOps. Is it clear for you? DevOps is going to be a never ending process. DevOps is going to be a never ending. That means whatever the steps you are doing here, it's never going to be end. It is continuously happening. For that purpose, we have given infinite logo here. And what is the difference between SDLC and DevOps? In SDLC, we don't have release. But on DevOps, we have release or not. Apart from that, everything is same. There also you have 2 teams, dev team and ops team.
Here also you are having dev team and ops team. That's it. Sir, you are talking about DevOps, but before DevOps, we are having a lot of things. Before DevOps, like for example, recently we are having iPhone 14 on the market, correct or not? But before iPhone 14, what we have 13 series, 12 series, 11 series, and X series. Overcoming all of the disadvantages and bugs on the iPhone 11, 12, 13. Now recently they have implemented 14. Like that, before DevOps, we have some methodologies. Okay, DevOps is a methodology. Like that, we have some other methodologies in the market. Let's talk about those methodologies. This is called as your subject analysis. What are the content you are going to learn here is not the course. It is completely the way of analysis. Okay. Here we are to learn DevOps. But is it required to know about waterfall? No. Why? Because we need to learn DevOps. But the reason why I am telling here is whatever the content you need to learn here is completely analysis based. Okay. So before DevOps, first of all, we have waterfall model. What we have? If you see, is waterfall, whenever you see the waterfall, is it coming from top to bottom or bottom to top? But waterfall going from bottom to top anywhere, it always comes from the top to bottom. Is this clear for you? Okay. So waterfall methodology is also known as waterfall model. That means you can call it as waterfall methodology or you can call it as waterfall. Is it clear for you? Okay. It is a sequential development process that flow like a waterfall through all phases of a project. Okay. If you see here, it will be completely diagrammatical way here. The waterfall model is going to work like this. First of all, you are going to gather the requirements. What you are going to gather? After gathering the requirements, I am going for the designing stage. That means I need to design how the software architecture is. How many servers I need to create. Like here, I am going to design here. First of all, I will take the requirement from the client. Later, I am going to design the architecture. Once the designing is done, I am going for which stage here? Implementing stage means here you are going to write the code. That might be Java code, any kind of code. Okay. Requirement I'll take from the client. Stage number 2 is design. That means I'm going to design the software architecture. Stage number 3 is going to be the. And what is the stage number 4 here? Verification. That means whenever I write the code, without verifying the code, can I use the code directly? Your stage number 4 is that one. And final stage is maintenance. What is the stage number 5? And remember, all of these things you need not to remember. Okay, only DevOps part you remember. Just understand this concept. Sir, this is the waterfall model. Is the waterfall model very clear for us or not? Each stage they are defining. First, they will gather the requirements, they will design, they will implement, they will verify and maintain. So here, shorter steps. When you compare to DevOps, DevOps having 8 steps. How many steps? But waterfall having 5 steps. Which one is shorter, DevOps or waterfall? Waterfall. Waterfall is very easy. Why? Because here you are going to have very less number of steps. And each step is very, very clear. But we have one disadvantage of using waterfall. What it is? If you are working on implementation stage, if design stage you missed something, you cannot go back. Whenever you are on some particular stage, whenever I am on stage 3, if I want to go to stage 2, it is not possible. That is the major disadvantage of waterfall model. Why? Because it will follow from top to bottom, but not from bottom to top. Is it clear for you? For example, I have done everything. On coding part, I have done everything. Currently, I am on verification stage. But if I miss something on Java part, I cannot go back. If I cannot go back means his time is wasting for me or not. Definitely, I am going to waste my lot of time. Having this disadvantage, can I use waterfall model? No. Why? Because first thing is it is only for smaller project. And we cannot go back to a single step. Is it clear for you? And you need to come from like top to bottom, but not from bottom to top. So now after listening this one, waterfall model will have some advantages as well as some disadvantages. What are the advantages? Means it is simple and easy to understand. Are you seeing any complications here? It is very, very easy because you are having shorter life cycle, correct or not? First one. Second one, easy to maintain due to rigidity of model. That means if you are working with waterfall model, you can easily maintain. Why? Because we don't have complex steps here. We are having only 5 steps that are very clear for us. Next, phases are processed and completed once at a time. That means if I work on design stage, I need to work on design. I cannot go to implementation. If I'm working on single stage, first of all, I need to complete the stage. Then only I can be able to go for the stage 2. If I'm working on stage 2, I need to complete the stage 2. Then only I can be able to go for the stage 3. That means, are we having the clear clarity or not? What we are doing? That's it. And your advantage number 4 is it will work well for the smaller project. Okay, it work only for the smaller project. These are the advantages for the waterfall model. First of all, it is going to be very simple. Second one, we can maintain this easily. Why? Because number of steps are very small. And phases are processed once at a time. That means at a single point of time, you can be able to work on single stage. At a single point of time, we can be able to work on single stage and work well for the smaller project. It is going to work well for the smaller project. Having the advantages for the waterfall model, we are also having disadvantages. Okay, what are the disadvantages? Means you cannot go back to a single step. You cannot go back to a. That means if I am working on stage 3, if I miss something on stage 2, I cannot go back to the stage 2. Is it clear for you? First disadvantage. Second one is risk is going to be very high. Why? Because if we cannot go back, is it going to risk for us or not? The client ordered, I need 6 months to deliver the application. He asked me to deliver the application on 6 months. If I cannot go back, how can the time is going to be saved? Time is going to be consumed or not? That means I am going to face some risk, which is your disadvantage number 2. Is it clear for you? And disadvantage number 3 means it is not good for complex and object oriented projects. What is the meaning of complex here? Difficult. Complex means, and what is the meaning of object oriented? Don't tell Java, even Python is object oriented. Object oriented means simple. In real time, every physical property is called as object. For example, the chairs you are sitting is an object. The mobile phone you are using, object. Human, it is also object. That means object oriented program means it is particularly based on some physical property. Is it clear for you? If the project is very complicated and it is object oriented, then the waterfall method is not going to be suitable, which is your disadvantage number 3. Is it clear for you? And disadvantage number 4 is it is not suitable for the project where the requirements are moderated high level risk. That means, for example, I have a project here. The requirements are changing frequently. Client asked one day to work on Java. Okay. Second day he asked me to work on Python. That means requirement is changing or not. If the requirement is changing, we cannot work on waterfall model. Why? Because are we able to go back? For that purpose, is it going to disadvantage or not? That's it about waterfall model. Again, I'll explain one more time for you. Okay, just have a look on it. Before DevOps, the first model we have is waterfall model. What it is? Waterfall model is also called as waterfall methodology, which will come from top to bottom, but it doesn't go from bottom to top. How many number of stages we have on waterfall model? 5 stages. Am I able to work on multiple stages? No, I can be able to work on single stage on a single time. Okay. And how many stages we have on waterfall model here? 5 stages. Okay. The best advantage is it is very small and easy to work. And the disadvantages, we cannot go back to the single step. Having this many disadvantages, are we still able to continue with waterfall model? No. For that purpose, other model came into the market. The next model is going to be your agile methodology. What it is? What is the meaning of agile? Means fast. Guys, remember the meaning of agile. Normal English I am speaking about. Agile means very speed. Agile means. So the purpose of agile means, I'll tell you it very clearly. For example, there is a client. He is Mark Zuckerberg. We all know, right? He has an idea to implement one more application, Instagram. Okay. He already having one Instagram application. He want to develop the same application with another name. For example, ABC application. Then what he will do is, he will contact the manager, okay, project manager. He will tell all the requirements. He will tell all the requirements. Then what does manager will do is, manager will analyze the project and he will tell, for designing we need 2 months. How many months we need? And for develop we require 10 months, and for testing we require 2 months. That means the manager is going to tell like this, to develop the application and to hand over you, I need 14 months of time. How much months of times? If you go to here, when we talk about waterfall model, if you see the diagram here, verification means testing. Okay, I need to wait until the implementation is done, because without implementation, can I able to verify here? No. That means whenever the implementation is done, then only I need to verify. That means if developer is working, testers are going to take rest, correct or not? Because they don't have any work. Currently we are on developing stage. If I'm developing any kind of application, I need to give it to tester. But on waterfall model, if developers are developing the application, tester need to wait, correct or not? Because at a single time, how many phases we are going to work on? One phase. When you are working on development phase, testers are going to involve there? No, that means they are going to have a lot of time waste. But the disadvantage here is going to overcome on the agile model. The agile work parallelly. Okay. Whenever developer is writing the code, tester is going to test it immediately without waiting for the end. For example, today I have worked on the Java. For example, some base code I have worked. Tester is going to test the code immediately without wasting the time. Then on the waterfall model, we have time consuming, but here time is saving or not. That is a disadvantage. Okay. An agile methodology is the way of manage a project by breaking it to several phases. Okay. Here I will break the project into n number of things. It involves constant collaboration with stakeholder and continuous implementation at any stage. Here the main point is this one. Okay. It is a practice that promotes the continuous iteration. What we are promoting here, continuous iteration of development and testing. Here both development and testing activities are going to do at the same time. That means developer will write the code, parallelly tester are going to test the code. Is it clear for you? But on the waterfall model, what happened? When developer write the code, tester need to wait for it until it complete. But here tester is waiting or is testing parallelly. That means is our time going to wasted or saved? So when compared to waterfall model, agile is the best one. Is it clear for you? But again, we have some disadvantage on agile. Why? Because are you seeing any operation part here? Agile is only best to develop the application, but not to deploy. They will write the source code very fastly. They will test the source code very fastly, but they can't deploy it very fastly. That means agile is going to be some disadvantage or not. First of all, we have waterfall. What are the disadvantage in waterfall? We have overcome on agile. Now agile also having some disadvantage or not? So in this case, are we able to use agile now? Because it is going to have some disadvantage. What is the disadvantage on agile here? Operation team is not playing here. Okay. So after that, we have one more thing into the market that is called as Scrum. What it is called as? Scrum is not like waterfall and agile. Scrum is a subgroup of agile. That means Scrum is going to be a part of agile, but it is not like complete set of free. Here, Scrum is a subgroup of agile. Scrum is a framework that help you to implement the teamwork together. So the best thing about the Scrum means Scrum is having less number of people. We don't have 10 to 15 people on Scrum team. We only have 5 to 6 members. Okay. Here it is a group that is going to work on the product to deliver very speedily. Okay. Each sprint start with a brief explanation of meeting and end with the review. Okay. First of all, they will have the meeting. We need to develop this application. Okay. After working for 1 week or 1 month, they will have a meeting. In the meeting, they will review what the client requests and what we have developed. Okay. It is going to happen very soon. There we don't have any time lag. Okay. But on waterfall model, do we have time lag? Time is going to wasted or not? Agile, we have overcome that. Scrum also, we never waste time here because the process is going to be very, very speed up. But Scrum is a part of Agile. Scrum is not separate. Scrum is a part of Agile. Is this point clear for you? Okay. So now coming to the Scrum, actually we are going to work like this. First of all, we have the product owner. Okay, let's understand how the Scrum is going to work. First of all, we have product owner. Who are we going to have here? Product owner. Second one is Scrum Master. The product owner need to develop the application. Product owner need to develop the application. He will give input to the Scrum Master. He will give input to the. Now Scrum Master is going to take the input from the product owner and he is giving to the Scrum team member. He is giving it to the. Now Scrum team member work on the product. Whatever the inputs given by the Scrum Master, they will take the input and they will develop the application. After developing the application, they will hand over the application to the Scrum Master. Now finally, Scrum Master will deliver the application to the product owner. Is it clear? First of all, product owner is going to develop the application. I'm sorry, product owner is going to give the input of the application. Now the input is taken by the Scrum Master and Scrum Master give input to the Scrum team member. Is it clear for you? Now Scrum team members work according to the input given by the Scrum Master and deliver the application to the Scrum Master. Now Scrum Master give the demo to the client as per his input. This is how the Scrum is going to work. How many roles we have on the Scrum here? 3 roles. What are those? First one is product owner. Second one is, third one is it clear now? That's it. Okay. So next one. So after that, coming to disadvantage of Scrum, first of all, it is not good for the smaller projects. Scrum is very good for the larger project, but not for the smaller project. Second one, it is very expensive to implement. Why? Because tell me one thing. Here I am having 5 team members. The team strength is very low. When the team strength is very low, the work is going to be very high. If the work is very high, do they demand good salary or not? For their purpose, it is very expensive to implement. Okay. If there are 10 team members on an organization A and on organization I have 5 team members. Okay. In organization, 10 team members are working for the product. For the same product on organization B, 5 team members are working. Definitely they will ask double salary or not. Why? Because they are working as a double people there. That's it. Need experienced person. Okay. In Scrum, there is no chance of opening for the fresher. If you are working as a Scrum team member, you need to have at least case of 5 to 6 years of experience. Okay. Because here you need to work very hard. 2 people work you are going to do as a single person. That means you need to have a lot of experience or not. That's it. And work well with a smaller team only. We cannot maintain 10 to 15 Scrum people. Okay. The maximum size is mostly 5 to 6 members. Is it clear for you? And replacement of teammate is not easy. Why? Because for example, I am working in a project for 3 years. I know end to end. If I bring a new resource to the team, can I deliver all my subject, 3-year subject for the people? That means, is it able to replace the person immediately? Replacement we can do, but it is not that much easy. It will take a lot of time. Is it clear for you? Having these many disadvantages, can we able to use the Scrum now? No. First of all, we have waterfall model. Is waterfall model failed? And after that, what comes into the market? Agile. Agile success or fail? Why Agile got failed? There is no operation. And finally, you are having, is Scrum separate or is a part of Agile? Part of Agile. Now Scrum is advantage or disadvantage? Disadvantage. Why? Because like it is very expensive. Replacing of teammate is not easy and we cannot work with smaller project. Is it clear? Now finally we are having DevOps into the frame. What we are having now? Because all these are failed. Now finally DevOps comes into the market with the history. Actually, DevOps came into the market on the year 2008. Which year it came into the market? Basically, it was a discussion. There are 2 people called Andrew Clay and Patrick Debius. Okay, there are 2 people called Andrew Clay and Patrick Debius. These 2 persons sat together and start like thinking like this. Currently, dev team and ops team are not working together. What if they work together? They are thinking like that. So after they found some good ideas, and on 2009 they held a summit at Belgium. There is a Belgium, okay. In that place, they held a summit and start discussing what DevOps comes into the market. Okay, they started promoting DevOps. Currently, we are having waterfall and Scrum. With waterfall and Scrum, we are having these many disadvantages. But if DevOps comes into the market, we are going to have a lot of advantages. They started explaining to the others with the help of summit. Finally, on that summit, lot of people came and agreed the Patrick DBS explanation. So on the year 2009, our first DevOps project started. In the 2014, they have published a report. Okay, they begin a project on the 2009. They published a report. By using the DevOps methodology, we have developed a project. These are the statistics. Okay, when compare DevOps with other models, DevOps is having very high growth of rate, and the product is very soon into the market. When a project is compared with DevOps, Waterfall and Scrum, DevOps is the one thing which is delivering the products very soon to the market. Then in that case, are we choosing the DevOps or not? So the growth of the DevOps start from the year 2014. Actually, it came into the market on 2008 only, but it started growing on the year 2014. Why? Because they have published a report of the DevOps. So like if you talk about father of computers, Charles Babbage, and father of C programming, Dennis Ritchie. Like father of DevOps is Patrick DBS. Okay, Patrick DBS is the person who worked hard to grow the DevOps into the market. Is it clear for you? Okay. Actually, these questions you will never get an interview, but I'm telling for your information only. But here, sir, as a DevOps engineer, what I do first of all? As a DevOps engineer, what I do? All these concepts I will explain on the roles and responsibilities. Okay. Here there are some lengthy paragraph. I will explain you on the roles and responsibilities. Forget about this one. Okay. Sir, if I want to become DevOps engineer, I need to work on several tools. Correct or not? What are the tools we are going to learn here? First of all, for planning, we don't use any tool, guys. Okay. For planning, we never ever use any tool. Why? Because planning is going to do by some of the technical architects on our company. If you go for every company, there will be some architect. He is the one who is going to plan a particular project. But for coding, we are going to use Git. What we are going to use? Apart from Git, we can also use Subversion, GitLab, Bamboo. These also we can use. But on our course, we are going to learn Git and GitHub. Is it clear for you? And for building, we are going to learn Maven. What we are going to learn? But the alternatives are Apache and Gradle. As a DevOps engineer, you need not to have any knowledge about testing, because for testing, there will be separate team. Even you never ever going to involve on any testing activity. Is it clear for you? But for the integration part, we are going to use Jenkins. What we are going to use? And for deploying, we are going to use Docker as well as EC2. What we are going to use? EC2. And for operation, we are going to learn Ansible here. What we are going to learn? And Chef, Puppet, SaltStack are going to be alternative tools. Okay, for every tool, we have n number of alternatives. But all alternatives are not necessary. You need to use any one of these. For example, you are having your phone. You are having two applications, Swiggy and Zomato. What does this both tool will do? I mean, both application, they will deliver your food, correct or not? Are we going to use both of them or any one of them? Any one of them is fine, right? Here also, for every DevOps tools, you are going to have lot of alternatives. But it is not required to learn all alternatives. We need to learn any one of the two for each stage. And for monitoring, we are going to use Nagios here. What we are going to use? And there are two things missing here. First one is Kubernetes. Kubernetes not on like this diagram, but as well as we are going to learn Kubernetes. And finally, for every DevOps engineer, there is a recent tool that is commonly used on current scenario. Okay. If you are going with experience, you need to learn Terraform. What you need to learn? Here we are also going to teach Terraform completely. Okay. So these are the tools you are going to learn: Git, GitHub, Maven, Jenkins, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, as well as Nagios. So total you are going to learn 9 tools here. How many tools? Apart from these 9 tools, you are going to learn SonarQube, 10 and as well as JFrog. So totally in this course, you are going to learn how many tools? 11 tools. Coming to AWS also you are going to learn as well as Linux also. I'll show you the syllabus content for you after the class. Just wait for it. Sir, now coming to the jobs. Are you seeing the graph here? In the 2014, we have the market value of 857.7 million. How much it is? Only 850 million. But current market is DevOps always getting 9 billion market. How much the market value is? From 800 million to currently we are going to have 9 billion market. That means jobs are going to increase rapidly. And like you might have some doubt, sir, currently recession is going to happen, right? Do we get jobs on DevOps now? Guys, for the recession, jobs, whoever the people lost the jobs, they are data scientists. The majority of the impact is going for the data scientist and data engineer. But DevOps people are not having any kind of impact on the recession. Make this point very clear. Why? Because DevOps engineer is common for every organization. If there is no DevOps engineer, they cannot release any kind of product. If they cannot release any kind of product, are they having advantage or disadvantage of it? Because why they established a company? To deliver the clients. What client required? To create an application and to send it to servers. Then DevOps people are the one who is going to deploy on the servers. If you are not working on organization, never ever they are going to get any product. Okay, make this point very clear. So now currently, sir, if I became a DevOps engineer, what are the roles and responsibilities for me? Okay, first of all, I need to develop CI/CD pipelines. What I need to develop? I will tell what is the meaning of CI/CD. Here you are going to develop your own pipelines. I will show you how to develop your own pipelines and how to work on pipelines. And we need to automate daily tasks. Sir, for automating, we need to know about scripting language, which I am going to teach you here. Okay. Next, we need to work on architectures. Cloud architecture you need to know. Server architecture you need to know, as well as network architecture you need to know. Here also we are going to learn about cloud services, as well as some networking concept. Infrastructure means everything on your cloud, your servers, your network, your data storages, your databases, everything you are going to create on cloud is called as your infrastructure. And here on our classes, we are going to learn AWS cloud. Which cloud we are going to learn? So next one, we need to migrate cloud. For example, sir, I am working on AWS cloud. If I want to switch my project from AWS cloud to Azure cloud, I need to migrate. That is called as your cloud migration. Okay. Continuous monitoring. That means whenever I created an application, if I make it available on the servers, I need to monitor the application. Correct or not? That's it. And also we need to make sure that pipeline is running smoothly or not. Okay. Whenever you create the pipeline, you need to ensure this pipeline is working properly or not. And finally, it is the very most important thing. If you are DevOps engineer, you need to work with all the teams. You need to work with developer teams. You need to work with the testers, as well as you need to work with some other people as well. Okay. If you are a DevOps engineer, you need to work with all the other teams. So these are going to be your roles and responsibilities. One more time, I'm explaining for you. First of all, we are going to develop the CI/CD pipelines, and we need to automate the daily task. For CI/CD pipeline, we use Jenkins, and for automation, we are going to use script. And what kind of cloud you are going to work here? And for infrastructure, we are going to use AWS and Terraform. You can do it both ways. You can create it by using manual way, or else you can create by using automation way. And for continuous monitoring, I am going to use Nagios. What I am going to use? You can also use ELK, Splunk, Prometheus, and Grafana. You can use whatever you want. And finally, we need to collaborate with all the teams. If you are a DevOps engineer, you need to work with every person on the organization. That is our responsibility actually. So now up to now, what we have seen is what is DevOps we have seen. Okay. And what are the tools we are going to learn we have seen. And also we have seen some other part, like what is waterfall we have seen, what is agile we have seen, what is scrum we have seen. Finally, we came for DevOps. On DevOps, now we know what are the things we are going to do as a DevOps engineer. We know it. As well as what are the tools we are going to learn. That part also we have seen. Now finally, sir, if I want to become a DevOps engineer, then how I should start? It is your roadmap, okay? First of all, you need to learn any programming language that is optional. Okay, lot of people will tell that as a DevOps engineer, you need to learn any programming language. Have you ever heard this word? But that is not true. Without programming language, you can work as a DevOps engineer. Is it clear for you? But you have some programming language, it is going to be advantage for you. You can learn any programming language. But even though it is not recommended, I won't recommend. If you are having some passion to learn coding, you can learn coding. But without coding also, you can get the job. So after completing of coding, we need to start Linux. Here, the first thing we are going to start our course is Linux course. Okay. And after that, I am going to teach you some source code management tool called Git. Then later, you are going to learn Maven as well as Jenkins. And after that, you need to know about the configuration management tool called Ansible. Okay. So first of all, I am going to start with Linux. After that, you are going to know about Git. And for build tool, I am using Maven. And integration tool, I am going to use Jenkins. So coming to the test, deploy and configuration, guys, testing we don't use here. As well as if you go to any course, testing is not a part of DevOps actually. So we can skip that completely. For deployment, we are going to use EC2 and Docker. And for configuration, I am going to show you Ansible. Coming to the next, monitoring, here we are going to learn about Nagios. What we are going to learn about? And finally, completing of all the DevOps tools, we need to learn any one of the cloud. It might be AWS, Azure or GCP. Even DigitalOcean Salesforce is fine, but the current demand for DevOps is always AWS. If you have the combination of both AWS and DevOps, you are going to have a large opportunities. So this is the way how you're gonna plan and how we're gonna work. Okay. So now coming to all of the stuff, by listening all the demo, you will have some queries definitely. Okay. So these are some of the frequently asked queries from my previous batches. The first doubt you will get is, sir, I'm a fresher. Can I get a job on it? Definitely. Lot of people think for a fresher, we don't have any openings. Guys, trust me. Fresher will have a openings on DevOps, but you need to have the perfect skill. If you have the perfect skill, you can definitely get the job. Okay. Lot of people are learning DevOps, but they don't know some basic fundamentals as well. Okay. If you start learning from the scratch as a DevOps engineer, you can go with fresher. Is it clear for you? Now fresher will get some jobs. Second one is, can non-IT learn this course? Definitely. Why? Because this course we are starting from the scratch. That means we are starting from zero level. If you are CSE background, ECE background or some any other background, here I am starting from zero level, right? So anyone can learn this course. Third one, does it require coding? No, it doesn't require any kind of coding. Can I change my domain? For example, sir, currently I am working on non-IT. Okay. Or currently I am working as a tester or developer or any Linux administrator. Can I change? Definitely you can change your field. Okay. I will guide you how to change from non-IT to IT as well as from IT to DevOps engineer. Next, do I require to learn all the alternative tools? No, I don't require to learn all the alternative tool. For each stage, I need to require to learn only one tool. How many tools I require to learn? One. And finally, sir, in AWS, we have a lot of services. Do I need to learn all the services? No, it is not recommended. There will be some top 10 to 15 services. Okay. All the top 10 services, what you are going to learn on AWS, I'll teach you completely. You need not to learn AWS separately. Why? Because I am going to teach you AWS here. Okay. 15 services you are going to learn on AWS here. And finally, which one is better compared to DevOps? AWS DevOps or Azure DevOps? Guys, Azure DevOps is nothing but a single tool where you are going to work from single place. AWS DevOps is different, Azure DevOps is different. But when you compare to the market range, AWS DevOps is going to have the large value when compared to Azure DevOps. Okay. So finally, if you are a fresher or experience, or even if you want to go with the experience, trust me, this course is completely enough to go with the 3 years of experience. Okay. Whatever the course I am telling from the day one, if you attend the class from day 1 to day n, and if you practice daily for 3 hours or 2 hours is fine, you can definitely get the experience level of knowledge. Why? Because the people who sat here for the previous batches, lot of people went with experience. Even someone got with a package of 10 LP and 12 LP as well with 3 years of experience. If anyone want to go with experience, it is the very best chance for you. And the best thing about the course is, for this course, completely you are having lab here. That means I am going to train you, as well as when you are practicing, I'll be staying here. Okay. Whenever you are get any doubts or queries, you can contact me. Along with me, there will be some mentors for you who are going to help you whenever you are practicing. Now, after 1 hour of class, you are going to have practice of 1 to 1.5 hour. In that 1 to 1.5 hour, if you are having any doubts or queries, you can approach me directly. Okay. This is for this batch only. So now, apart from this batch, like apart from this point, I would like to show one more thing for you. Coming to the syllabus part, let me show you the syllabus, like what we are going to cover here. Okay. So let me open the syllabus content here. And so. Okay, it is a syllabus copy. For the online people, I'll give it to you. For the offline, just go to your admin. He will give the syllabus copy for you. Okay. Just let me open this one. And coming to the projects, how many projects you are expecting? 2. But here we are going to teach 6 projects. How many? Not 1, not 2. For every tool you are going to do project. For every tool you are also going to do assignment. Daily task I will give for you. If you enroll for my course, daily you will be having 1 task. For weekly you are going to have assignments. And after the task and assignment is going to done, we are going to give the project. So totally how many you are going to learn here? 6. For example, if I complete Git and Jenkins, I'll make a project on them. After that, I will go for Ansible. Git, Jenkins, Maven, Ansible, 1 project. Again, Git, Jenkins, Ansible, Maven and Docker, 1 project. So like this, here you are going to learn totally 9 tools. 11 tools. Every tool you are going to have some separate project. Okay. It is your core syllabus. So you can take the syllabus and you can see what are the stuff you are going to learn. Okay. So let me go to the projects directly. And one more thing is, guys, in like total wherever you are going to learn, no one is going to teach Terraform completely. Okay. Just go and compare with other people. Just Terraform is not going to teach by all of the trainers. But here, I'm not saying here throughout the Amirpet. Okay. But here, if you see Terraform, we are going to learn in depthly. Okay. With this Terraform content, even you can work on real time as well directly. So coming to the projects, are you seeing the projects here? Description. Are you seeing the projects here? So these are real time project. Project number 1, 2, and project number 3, 4, 5, and 6. So totally how many you are going to learn here? So number of projects are going to be 6 and number of tools are 11 tools, as well as number of AWS services, 15 services. So this is going to be your end-to-end information of the course. Now the offline people, like I cannot give this document directly to you because I cannot have all the numbers, right? So you can contact the admin. I'll send the document to the admin. He can share the document for you. As well as they are having syllabus copy, you can take a snap of it. Okay. For the doubts and queries, first of all, I'll connect to the online people. Later, I'll come back to you. Whatever the doubts you are having, you can ask me. But before that, just give me 5 minutes of time. I'll solve the online people doubts as well as I'll come back to you. Okay. Just keep calm for the 5 minutes. Okay. So the duration of course will be almost like 2 months plus. It will like easily take 2 months plus simply. Okay. It might be 2 months, 10 days or 2 months, 50 days minimum. And one more thing, like the people who want the document, like I'm sharing the document for you, online people, you can get the document from the chat here, syllabus copy. Let me give the syllabus copy for here. Yeah, classes are going to be the daily same time. So the classes what you are going to have is completely from 11 to 1. Okay. So daily the class will be 1 hour and practice will be 1 to 1.5 hour mostly. Okay. I will take the class from exactly 11. From 11 to 12 will be the classes or sometime 12:15. Okay. And after 12:15, you are going to have the lab on the same place where you can practice and you are going to get the doubts solved. For doubt, 4 mentors. Okay. All of them are going to available for you as well as me. So now online, I have sent the document for you, like it is syllabus content. You can check it from here. And like one more thing is your class are going to be from Monday to Saturday. Okay. From Monday to Saturday, each day, like you are going to have 2 to 2.5 hours. Your class is only 2 hours actually, but I'll extend half an hour or 15 minutes if the topic is very crucial or like some confusing. After the class is done, you are going to have practice session parallelly and you need to bring your laptops. Core duration will be almost all 2 months plus, and fees you know already. Okay. In the syllabus copy, if you want, you can take it from the admin. That's it. Okay, guys, then thanks for joining today. We'll meet you all on tomorrow's class. What are the doubts you are having? We will discuss on tomorrow's class. Okay. Thanks for joining. And offline also available for here. Okay.